In this lecture, we will see the basic law of star-delta transformation. First one is delta to star conversion. Whenever there is a circuit, when there is resistances or any elements in there in delta, and the circuit will simplify if we convert it into the star formation, then we will create a star formation here and we will mark RA, RB, RC resistances, and the value of RA, RB, RC in terms of R1, R2, R3 is RA will be R1 to R2, the resistance is adjacent to it, same node, divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3. RB will be R2 into R3 divided by R1 plus R2 by R3, and RC will be R1 into R3 upon R1 plus R2 plus R3. So it is very easy to learn the formulas. Whatever resistances you are taking, what the node, the resistances which is common to the node of this resistance will come in the numerator, and denominator will be the sum of all resistances. Now the derivation of these formulas are not that much asked in the questions, so we will take up later in the lectures, but for now we will see how questions come on this. So in the same way, star to delta conversion, if a star is given and the question will simplify if we convert it into the corresponding delta format, then we will create one triangle here. So delta is represented by this also, and delta is represented by this pi figure also. Triangle and pi both represents delta, and star is represented by this kind of figure. Sometimes it is called Y also. So in this case, R1, R2 and R3 magnitude will be R1 is RA into RB, RB into RC, and RC into RB. The numerator will be common in all, RA into RB, RA into RC, and RB into RC. Now if it is RC, R1, the opposite resistance is RC to it. That is, it is sharing nodes with RA to RB, but it is not sharing node with RC. So RC will come in denominator. R2, numerator is common for all three, so there is no confusion, and it is sharing node with RA and RB, so it will not come. The only resistance it is not sharing node is RB, so RB will come in denominator. So this is actually the way of remembering these formulas, because overall when you see there will be so many formulas and it will be little bit difficult to memorize them, so you always have to find some trick to learn them. So in this case we will take node as our reference. For star, to convert it into star, the node should be same, and in delta the node should be opposite one, and denominator in star will be same, and for conversion into delta numerator will be same. So this is how you will learn these formulas. Now we'll see how questions will come on this. If each branch of a delta circuit has impedance root 3Z, then each branch of the equivalent Y circuit has impedance. It has come in GATE 2001. So this star delta is a common terminology used in book, but sometimes they confuse with terms like Y. So sometimes people get confused, now what is Y circuit? So Y is nothing but star only. So in this case, this is our circuit and we want to convert it into this. So the major portion for this question is only this Y, which we already know that star is also called Y. Then the rest thing is very easy. We will just apply the formula. Delta to star is RA, R1, R2. So both are root 3Z and root 3Z, that will become 3Z. Root 3, it will not become root 3Z, it will become 3Z square. Plus here it will be root 3 plus root 3 plus root 3. So it will be 3 root 3 Z. Z and Z already cut, it's not shown here. So Z and Z will cut, so only Z will remain here, and 3 and 3 also will cancel out. So the answer comes out to be Z by root 3, and all the resistances are of equal magnitude, so they will be of Z by root 3 magnitude. Next question. In the circuit shown below, the current I is equal to, it has come in GATE 2011. So this is our circuit given here and we have to find the current I. So I is flowing through this circuit. now we are seeing that there is one delta circuit formation. So if we convert it into Y circuit or star circuit, it will somewhat become easier. So we will draw our star in there. We will mark it as RA, RB, RC. We will find out the magnitude of RA by applying the formula. RA is 6 cross 6. Now the good part is all resistances are of same magnitude. So it will be 6 cross 6 divided by 6 plus 6 plus 6. So 2 ohm. So all RA, RB, RC is of 2 ohm. It saves our time that we don't have to calculate each and every resistance. Just one time we have to calculate and all will be equal to it. So we will make it into this form. We will make it into simplified form. This is our star and Y circuit. So now you see with these two resistances, it has come to this form of impedance. So now we got these in series and this will be in, these two are in parallel and again it is in series with this one. So the complete impedance will come out to be 2 plus J4 in parallel with 2 minus J4 in series with 2 ohm. So first we will solve, and now you see how easy the circuit has become. This is very much complex. Now we just have to take out the value of this impedance, and there is only one current source and then one impedance. So easily we can find out the current in this. So here the impedance is 2 plus J4 into 2 plus, how we calculate in parallel. Actually it is a voltage source, it is mistakenly written ampere here, it will be volt, because then only we can find out the current here. The current can be only find out when this would be a voltage source. So it is a voltage source, not a current source, it is wrongly given. So we will solve it the impedance. It comes out to be 7 ohm. You know how to solve parallel resistance. Then the whole impedance come out to be 7 ohm. We will make the equivalent circuit. This is 14 angle 0 degree. This is our current I and this is 7 ohm. So we will apply KVL. 14 angle 0 minus 7, I is 0. So I equals to 14 angle 0 degree divided by 7 is 2 angle 0 degree ampere. So current in the circuit is of 2 ampere phase 0. Now we will move to the next law. More of a law, it is a major concept. Balanced bridge condition. Sometimes you will come across this kind of bridge and they will ask the magnitude of the potential difference or voltage in between them. So it is very simple and it is very conceptual that after this topic you will be just seeing the condition and you will be able to verbally answer the magnitude here. So what is that condition and how you will be able to solve, we will see. So we have to find out the potential difference or the voltage between these 2 points, that is VAB. So again we will redraw our circuit and we will mark KVL here. We will mark our loops here. So this first loop will go across the whole circuit. Second loop will go inside the whole circuit and third loop will go here inside this bridge. And we have marked our currents. This I, it is given in the question that it is going here and the same I is dividing here and then again this I is flowing through the main circuit, main branch. So this I we will take that it is dividing into I1 and I2. Then further this I2, because right now it is open circuit, there would be some potential difference but it is open circuit, so current would be 0. So this I1 complete flowing through here, this I2 complete flowing will be here and again it is combining and making into I. So these things we have marked from our assumption. Now we will solve it. Applying KVL in loop 1. So here minus to plus, plus V. Then we are going in the direction of current. This direction minus QI2 minus SI2 is equals to 0. From here we have got the magnitude of I2 current. I2 equals to V by Q plus S, that will be our first equation. Then applying in the loop 2, we are again going V minus to plus, plus V. Then in the direction of current we are going So it will be minus Pi1 minus Ri1. V plus minus Pi1 minus Ri1 equals to 0. We have got the magnitude of I1 V upon P plus R. That would be our second equation. Then applying KVL in loop 3 from here. So from here we are starting, that is VAB, we are starting minus to plus, that will be plus VAB. Then we are going opposite of our current, so it will be plus I1, and again we are going into the direction of current, so it will be minus QI2. So it is VAB plus PI1 minus QI2 is equals to 0. VAB comes out to be minus Pi1 plus QI2. Putting values of I1 and I2 from equation 1 and 2, we got our equation minus P, V divided by P plus R plus Q, V by Q plus S. Now we will take this P in the denominator here and this Q in the denominator here. Further we can take one P and P cancel, so it can be written as 1 plus R by P. This Q and Q will cancel, it will be written as 1 plus S by Q. Now you see the condition is, if P by Q and R by S, the ratio of P by Q, PQRS is nothing but the resistances, these resistances. So if the resistance ratio of P by Q and R by S is same, or we can cross multiply it will come out to be P by R or Q by S, or we can again reciprocal it, the ratio will be same. If it is 1:2 here and 1:2 here, then if you convert it into here, means P by Q and R by S, we have cross multiplied and it has reversed it, and here we have just taken the reciprocal of it. So in this condition, it is what we are assuming, if P by Q is equals to R by S, this is our condition, that P by Q is equals to R by S, then as per our this question we have cross multiplied and taken the reciprocal of it, and then R by P is S by Q, we have taken it in this. So you see VAB equals to minus V by 1 plus S by Q plus V 1 plus S by Q, and they both are of same magnitude, so VAB will be 0. So whenever this condition applies, like this was our condition that the ratio of P by Q and R by S is same. Our ratio of P by Q and R by S is same. That was the condition. Then for this condition, for our purpose we have cross multiplied and we have taken reciprocal of it. So this is the condition given. The ratio of P by Q should be equal to R by S. If it is so, then the potential difference between the bridge is always 0. There will be no potential circuit difference between that. So that is our main concept of this topic, that whenever there is a balanced, it is called balanced bridge condition. So in balanced bridge condition, the ratio of both the adjacent resistors is same. The ratio of both adjacent resistance, top and bottom, will be same. Then in that case VAB will be 0, that is VA minus VB will be 0. So this is for this lecture. See you in the next one.